Today I'll just straight come to the presentation. Today we're going to cut through the noise to explore where the real opportunities are in artificial intelligence
Yeah,
and where is the next wave of innovation. Okay, we are going to focus on how startups, entrepreneurs, and investors can leverage AI to lead the way of innovation and create competitive differentiation. So I'm going to talk through every aspect of AI, right from the hardware to people to the market economics to software, foundational models, and so on. Okay, so we're going to touch upon all this very quickly. AI today, if you see, mirrors exactly what happened with the internet. Okay, internet revolutionized industries and gave rise to entirely new ecosystems from e-commerce to social media, which were unheard of prior to that. In the same way, we see AI set to redefine the way we work, innovate, and create value. Understanding this is really important and can help startups and enterprises position themselves to take advantage of this technology. The key, obviously, in AI revolution is to understand what is value creation. Okay, and as you have seen, I put down the definition of value creation: the economic angle, the benefit angle, the usefulness angle, as we say, the desirability, viability, and feasibility, they have all got to come together, and we have to create value for the customer. Okay, and then capture that value, in our business models. The real innovation in AI won't come from chasing trends. And I see a lot of people now just trying to chase trends. It will come from people who will create them. Think of how Google and Amazon succeeded by recognizing unmet needs in the internet era. Okay, Google cracked the search relevance while Amazon mastered distribution. The biggest wins didn't come from the first movers, okay, or by chasing the latest fads. It came from those who identified gaps and solved foundational problems that others overlooked. The same principle applies here. It is about finding those unique, unserved challenges and address them in ways that defines the landscape. We're going to do a reality check over here on the AI capabilities. First, look at the market. Okay, the market is projected to grow to 1.8 trillion by 2030. It is growing at an unprecedented rate. 2024 itself, we saw a 3x growth. Okay, just the artificial intelligence market in US alone is 235 billion in 2024. Okay, but here's the disconnect. While 50% of enterprises have adopted AI in some form or the other, 10% report tangible outcomes from their AI initiative. This gap highlights the need for focused innovation to identify where we can truly add value. Okay, and truly add value through high impact, narrowly defined applications that solve the real world problem. Let's look at the various areas of innovation today relating to AI, starting with the technical horizon. Okay, so when we look at the technical horizon, we have seen transformers, okay, like GPTs and so on, that changed the game. Okay, they revolutionized AI. The technical landscape is further evolving now with breakthroughs in architecture. Okay, so we are talking of architectures like SNN or spiking neural networks. We're talking about attention mechanisms which explore more efficient and brain-inspired learning paradigms. Okay, MIT and IBM are experimenting with what we call as neuromorphic chips that mimic the brain's energy efficient way of processing information, because we need to process a lot of information, but we need to process that very efficiently, and we need to find different ways of doing than the conventional ways. So this has the potential to unlock AI systems that use far less energy and enable low power AI solutions for things like IoT. Okay, so let's look at the hardware part of it first. Okay, the global AI hardware market is expected to grow from 54 billion in 2023 to 474 billion in 2033, a growth rate of about 24%. Okay, we are seeing now the need for custom chips that perform AI computations faster and more efficiently. Okay, so this is unlocking a completely new area of specialized hardware, and it's going to be a huge area for innovation. Okay, you already know about Google's tensor processing units. They are about 30 times faster, and they consume 80%. They're 80% more power efficient, I would say. But They are meant for specific AI workloads, unlike the traditional GPUs. Okay, and there is also a demand for ASICs, okay, which are custom chips again to run faster for narrower applications for specific tasks, okay, specific AI tasks. Okay, take Cerebras for example. They have a chip which focuses only on training and inference. Okay, so it focuses on speed and optimization of these two tasks. Okay, for startups again, this is a huge opportunity. Things like developing niche ASICs for specific industries that can carve out a very defensible market space. For example, just imagine designing AI chips that are optimized for medical imaging. Okay, so it doesn't need to have all the features and all the things the GPU is capable of doing, but it focuses on a very narrow requirement. Let's look at the energy efficiency, because that is a very significant area to attack, because we all know that AI models consume a lot of energy. Okay, you can imagine a single model like GPT-3, training that model, roughly took 300,000 kilograms of CO2, which is as good as 5 cars over their lifetime. Okay, so AI's future success lies in balancing the power and efficiency. Okay, so by reducing the energy usage, and people are looking at reducing. I met a startup the other day. He comes to me and shows me a chip, and the chip is under testing right now, and says I can save 90% power and I can do it 10x faster. Okay, but it will work on certain edge applications only, and that's fine, right? So look at those kind of dimensions. Not incremental, but 10x, 20x improvements that we can do. Okay, then green AI. Obviously, we are talking about green AI. Okay, it's about doing with less energy. It's doing with renewable energy. Okay, so imagine you have a low power AI model tailored for IoT in agriculture. Okay, in the fields or in smart homes. Okay, so how can we really make that happen? So let's come to the edge computing. This is a very interesting area, and it is rising. Okay, and it not just in the cloud but on devices around us. Okay, edge computing can happen with phones, IoT sensors, and cameras, and it will unlock real-time applications. Okay, so this is the whole idea, is how do we reduce the latency and dependency on cloud computing? Okay, and how can we enable real-time applications in industries from healthcare to autonomous machines? Okay, you must be aware of NVIDIA's Jetson platform. Okay, that powers on-device AI for robots and drones. Okay, so for startups, Edge AI opens the doors for new innovations that require split-second decision making, localized intelligence, and creating real-time applications. Okay, so edge computing on the device, okay, it's what you must look at as a startup. Okay, the next area is the data pipelines. Okay, as we know that AI all depends on the quality and the flow of data, the quality, flow, and I would say the availability of data, which is very critical for AI models. So data pipelines are basically hyper efficient conveyor belts that take the raw material, which is the data, to the right place for processing, okay, without any delay and without errors. Okay, so today we have Apache Kafka, Airflow, to manage these pipelines, but there exist opportunities to develop something simpler, more affordable, something lean alternatives for specific use cases. Okay, so companies will always need robust, hyper efficient pipelines for real time processing and to ensure data quality. These aren't just operational tools, they are the backbone for innovation, enabling faster and more reliable AI systems. Okay. To summarize what we said earlier in respect to the hardware, okay, data pipelines we need, we need niche hardware. Okay, we need specialized hardware for industry specific applications. The focus is on green AI, on sustainability and renewable powers. And we spoke about edge also, right? The real-time processing to devices, reducing cloud dependency. Together, if you look at this scenario or this landscape, these innovations create a foundation for an impactful AI solution, paving the way for startup to participate in the evolving landscape. Let's look at the democratization paradox. With AI democratization, the competition is increasing. Okay, and there are two distinct strategies which are pursued by large companies. Okay, one is a company trying to act as tool provider. Okay, that is picks and shovels model. Okay, when we were doing this gold mining in California, some people made more money than the gold miners by providing just the picks, just the picks and shovels. Okay, so companies like AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google, GCP, Google Cloud are all profiting by providing this infrastructure on which others can build. And then there are other companies that are building unique moats, okay, through vertical integration. Okay, so companies like Tesla, Apple, they want to control the entire AI stack from hardware to data to create unique defensible advantages. Okay, now startups can explore gaps in verticalized ecosystem with specialized data sets, microservices, or workflow tools tailored to underserved industries. Okay, so two strong areas. Okay, let's look at why these large companies are trying to dominate and how. Okay, so if you look at Tesla, they are building their own AI chips to optimize autonomous driving. Apple is Apple has designed neural engine. You will see this A&M series, okay, for seamless integration with its devices as well as the operating system. Meta is doing vertical integration. Why? To scale real-time applications like ad targeting and feed ranking. So if you see, each one of them is pursuing their entire end-to-end stack, but for their specific applications, the approach is very simple, to reduce reliance on external vendors, to optimize AI for their specific needs, and create a very unique competitive moat. Okay. Let's look at the data evolution. Okay, so data is very important and data is scarce. So data scarcity has given rise to this synthetic data angle, right? Which offers a, a way to create realistic, high quality data sets and data sets with edge cases. Okay, which unlocks opportunities for AI training and testing. Okay, for instance, you have synthetic data, you have data which includes data only on men. Okay, you want to include data to represent the female population, the women population. Synthetic data will come to your help. So it works on the existing data sets and tries to create synthetic data, okay, to represent and to ensure that there is bias mitigation. Okay, the other place where synthetic data works very well is to create edge cases. Okay, the real data may not contain all the edge cases. And what happens, if your model has to hit an edge case and it might go awry, right? So you don't want that to happen. So you can create these edge cases with synthetic data. Okay, but all the time when this synthetic data is generated, we make sure to preserve the relationships, to preserve the constraints, as well as the statistical fidelity. Okay, it's a very vital in synthetic data. So there are dime a dozen example, and I have a company, that deals with fraudulent transaction. Okay, so it generates fraudulent transaction patterns, okay, to enhance the fraud detection system. Okay, there are things in autonomous systems. There are things in healthcare where synthetic data is very useful. Okay, banks use it a lot, by the way. Okay, then the data evolution is also going into context-aware systems that focus on factoring the real-time data based on user context, making their output more precise. Okay, these systems, factor environmental, predictive, and temporal context. Okay, so so imagine an AI system that reduces the office energy consumption by 20 to 30%. Okay, based on the occupancy information, the weather information, and the pricing. Okay, and thus it helps you reduce the carbon footprint. Okay, so when I say temporal, it means time sensitive. When I say environmental, it's about physical and digital surroundings. When I say predictive context, it's about anticipate a likely future occurrence of the future prediction. And obviously there is one more element, which is emotional context, which we use in B2C applications, which is about mental state and motivation. Let's move forward and look at the other area apart from data, that's an application layer evolution. Okay. So we have seen so far applications which are retrofitted with AI. Okay. AI first applications are going to define the business landscape. Okay, and this is going to happen by embedding AI in the heart of the design. Okay, so unlike you know retrofitting an AI, okay, these solutions are purpose built using AI to reshape their workflows. Okay, and user experiences. Take X.AI, right? For instance, which automates meeting scheduling by understanding user preferences, built from scratch. With it's an AI native application built from scratch, right? This opportunity is unique and enormous for startups. Okay, by focusing on AI native solutions tailored to specific industries to enable unique workflows, they can create amazing applications and amazing products. Okay. The infrastructure layer is also adapting. Okay, for example, there's Pinecone, an AI a native vector database that has captured 18% of the market by offering real-time scalable operations. Okay, let's look at the economics of AI. Okay, so if you look at the cost of running an AI model, it includes energy, it includes hardware, and it includes cloud. And believe it, the cloud services account for 60 to 70% of the operational cost for many AI businesses. Okay, and which is absolutely compressing the margin. Okay, so somebody is innovating and somebody else is taking all the money, right, for that innovation. So AI businesses need to find a way to optimize cost while maintaining their performance. Okay, so there are three opportunities over here. Okay, there are AI optimization services that you can build to tailor specific solutions. There are auditing tools you can build to ensure trust and compliance. And there are managed AI services that you can build to outsource complex tasks because all the organizations don't have the expertise for AI. Okay, so the goal is clear. If you talk to the startups in Silicon Valley, they are trying to reduce the training costs drastically. They are trying to decrease the inference costs. Okay, and they are trying to improve the computational efficiency by as high as 3x. Okay. These efficiency focused innovations are again another area where startups can play. Creating moats, right? Competitive moats come from how deeply the AI integrates into the business workflows, how specialized or contextual it becomes for niche domains, and how fast it learns and improves. Okay, so there is a report by McKinsey that says AI deeply integrated into workflows can boost the operational efficiency by as much as 40%. Okay, so let's take some examples. Okay, so what can you do in these three areas? One is, can you identify high friction, repetitive, decision heavy business workflows where AI can add value through automation and optimization? I'll give an example. Okay, take automating finance processes. Okay, if you automate finance processes and if you embed yourself, like UiPath is doing, okay, it'll be hard to replace you and it'll create a moat for you, powerful moat for you. The second area is to analyze where general purpose AI struggles to meet the demands of the vertical domain. Okay, so take the case of healthcare. Okay, there is a lot of nuanced decision making that requires strong domain knowledge. Okay, so you look at, there is a startup called Zebra Medical that uses AI to analyze radiology images. Okay, so general AI, no. These people have done verticalization of AI specifically for that application, the radiology images analysis. Okay, the third area obviously is the speed of learning, right? So you have to find processes or domains where real-time data collection and feedback can significantly enhance the significantly enhance AI. Okay, the quality of AI. Okay, and to give you an example, Tesla. Okay, so look at Tesla, and you know Tesla's autopilot improves rapidly every mile that any Tesla vehicle is driven because of its real-time data collection. And Tesla collects as much as 30 terabytes of data daily. This is a key example of how fast feedback systems can create powerful modes. Okay. Let's look at the risks and regulations that are coming up. Okay, as the government, all the governments are tightening regulations around AI, and you can see a lot of it happening in Europe. Okay, so companies that build tools for AI explainability, okay, for tracking, auditing AI, will see an increasing demand. Okay, so obviously, I love this area, and I have a startup in Europe, okay, where the compliance regulations are so very important to handle and so very complicated to handle, and they do a wonderful job of this. So AI systems that assess and mitigate AI risk like bias detection are critical for scaling, right? Otherwise, AI systems cannot scale, if they are married into this regulatory chains. There are companies like Fiddler AI and Y Labs that are building transparency and accountability in AI models itself. Okay, Google's AI research has an effort going on to detect and mitigate bias in job hiring. Okay, so there are various initiatives that are there, and startups can develop risk management tools. Okay, so if you look at areas which are life impacting, like healthcare, okay, areas which are life impacting like finance, okay, the startups can create solutions, and regulatory frameworks, because ultimately you have to explain why the decision was made, how the decision was made, right? So explainability, transparency, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So all that brings us to another question of the human element. Okay. So, obviously people say that the job profiles are changing. There are new jobs that are emerging, right? And to handle regulations, to handle AI, to manage this beast, okay, you need a lot of new kind of roles to come into the enterprises. Okay, so one, we call them as explainability specialist. Okay, they will use tools. Okay, suppose you are doing a loan approval, okay, or healthcare diagnosis in healthcare, you have to explain why that particular output it has generated. Okay, then there are ethics and bias auditors, okay, auditing algorithms to ensure fairness and non-discriminatory policies. Then there are AI trust managers, okay, facilitating public trust in AI, okay, in sensitive domains like autonomous vehicles. Okay, so unless there is public trust, people are unwilling to sit in the autonomous vehicles, right? So you will need AI trust managers who are able to demonstrate the trust, in their autonomous vehicles. Similarly, you have AI trainers, curators, because there are cultural nuances, right? When you implement an AI system, it's working very well in the US. You take it to Thailand, it's a different story. You take it to India, it's a different story, because there are cultural differences. Okay, there are cultural differences not only in also in decision making, the way organizations there make decisions and organizations here make decisions. Okay, so there are differences, and you will need these trainers and curators to localize your AI for that specific region. Okay, let's look at the market dynamics. Okay, there is a swing of the pendulum from general to specialized to hybrid AIs. Okay, so general AI like GPT 4.0 tries to do everything. Okay, while specialized AI will solve a vertical specific problem. Okay, so specialized AI adoption is absolutely going to increase over the next 3 years, as because the industries are looking for immediate ROI. Okay, so they're saying that give me something which is tailored to my niche problem that addresses my pain points effectively. Okay, so that's the first stage, okay, over there. And the hybrid AI systems are going to be the verticalized AI systems that will leverage general AI platforms to scale. Okay, because individually the specialized AI solutions may not be able to scale, right? So the general AI solutions will bring that scaling to the hybrid solution, to the specialized solutions, and that is what I term as hybrid AI system. But that does not mean that specialized AI's value will diminish. Okay, it is just that it will leverage this for better scalability. Okay. And in the long term, you will see market consolidation, you will see big players acquiring all these niche innovators to scale their ecosystems, right? Like Microsoft acquired Nuance for healthcare AI. Okay. So startups, understanding this is very important because startups can plan their roadmap to take advantage of these three distinct phases of swings, transitions, and acquisitions. Let's look at the global dynamics. Okay, we are sitting here in Silicon Valley. Let's look at what is happening globally, because AI is a global race, with different regions excelling in different areas. Okay, look at China. It leverages a vast data availability and it has regulatory flexibility to accelerate AI development. Look at Europe. Okay, they get focused on ethical AI and heavily regulated industry because that's a dominant factor there. Okay, then there are hubs like Toronto or London which are driving innovations in healthcare and fintech. Okay, so to the investors, the market arbitrage offers immense opportunities to capitalize on these regional strengths. For example, India's low-cost AI solution caters to agriculture and logistics, whereas Europe's demand for compliant AI tools opens doors for finance and healthcare. And you can leverage one against the other, and that's where the investors will make their decisions. How do I take this solution, which is built in this particular hub, and make it applicable to other areas where I can help. Okay, so for startups, the strategy lies in understanding these regional needs and embedding themselves into that market with local dynamics and high value opportunities. Let's look at the investment patterns. Okay, what's happening? The buzz around AI almost always centers around the consumer facing AI applications. But the consumer facing applications get only about 10% of the funding. The real investment focus lies in infrastructure and B2B applications because these are the areas which provide more sustainable returns. And the smart investors are also leveraging the market arbitrage that I spoke to earlier, identifying region where AI is still maturing, okay, or regulatory needs are creating new opportunities. Okay, so startups obviously have to look at this, align themselves with these priorities, so that they're in a better position to secure critical funding and to secure strategic partnership. Okay, just to give you an example, AI valuations on my last understanding was about 25x for successful companies. Okay, and since the space is new, let me also tell you that and the space is capital intensive, by the way. Okay, the 25x should not mislead you because all the deals right now are into capital raising. Okay, when it comes to exit, this will not be true. It will be slightly lower than 25x. Okay, but the companies which build something valuable quickly and exit quickly will have higher valuations, obviously. Let's look at market timing. Why now, right? And what are the signals that we are seeing? Okay, so AI has absolutely reached the tipping point where market is signaling its readiness for large scale AI adoption. Okay, enterprise adoption has surged sixfold in 2024. And what is driving this momentum? Enterprises are moving from pilot to full scale production. AI has gone beyond experimentation and become mainstream technology. The rise of AI agents, okay, is enabling businesses to tackle complex multi-step processes out of reach that were previously out of reach. Okay, it can do multi-step processes the AI agents can do. Okay, so market is absolutely ready for innovation at scale. And when we look at the enterprise AI adoption, we see three cycles there. Okay, or three stages, as I would say. Okay, and this is very similar to the McKinsey model of innovation. We see three stages. The first stage focuses on efficiency, where organizations streamline their operations, reduce cost, improve time savings. These are this is the starting point for an AI initiative in an enterprise. The second stage emphasizes on the quality of outcomes or the outputs that we get. So how how can we improve the outcomes, how can we enhance decision making, how can we deliver better products and services. That's what it gets focused on. And the third stage is the transformative stage. Okay, here AI enables the creation of entirely new systems, processes, and business models. Okay, and we will talk about some new business models that can be enabled. But remember one thing, that success in one stage does not guarantee success in the next stage. Okay, and for most organizations, they are concurrently running in these three stages. Okay, so this is the 70-20-10 model which people usually follow in innovation, and I believe it might be applicable here too. That 70% of your resources on immediate gains in efficiency, 20% are in midterm improvements that go on the quality and outcomes. Okay, and 10% are in long-term innovation on transformation. Okay, the greatest challenge is not the tech, but restructuring the organizations, making sure that your people are ready, that your organization structure is ready to adopt AI. Okay, and that is where a lot of focus will be. Okay, let's look at the generative AI spend by category. Agents and automation in departmental AIs and vertical applications are showing a tremendous spurt of growth in enterprise AI. Okay, so if you look at this, enterprises are prioritizing solutions that deliver measurable ROI and address the core operational needs. Okay, you also see that AI spending has expanded from to customer support IT and customer support into every department. Okay, so earlier, AI means IT department, AI department means customer support, AI means product, but now it's across. Okay, HR, finance, it's all over. Okay, and there are signs of enterprise investment in training people. Okay, there is increased government spending, there is increased enterprise investment. Okay, all this point to a simple thing, that the market is now ready for full scale, large scale deployment. Okay, but playing the long game of value creation is important. Okay, when enterprise select their tools, they are not looking for quick fixes. They want solutions that deliver measurable ROI and long term value. Surprisingly, price is not a primary factor at all. Okay, so business prioritize tools that address their unique context. Okay, price is not, because we are in this race to catch up. Okay, and we do not want price to be a hurdle. So not much focus on price, but sooner or later it'll get, a lot of these things will get commoditized and the prices will come down. So for startups, what does it mean? It means ROI driven outcomes, providing industry specific customization. Okay, this will be very vital to sustain. Let's look at the market disruption that is happening. Okay, so I think all of us have been hearing about low code, no code. Okay, and these tools are democratizing access to AI. Okay, they're reshaping customer service, HR, logistics. Okay, if you look at retail space, AI is enabling fully automated supply chains. Okay, while in healthcare, AI is leading the diagnostics area and replacing the initial consultations of the doctor. Okay, we have already spoken about the agents and automation earlier, how it is changing the landscape. This is the pivotal moment for startup to drive disruption by solving problems that the incumbents struggle to address at scale. Okay. Today morning, somebody sent me an email and saying that, in your talk, are you going to talk about new business models? So, I said, let's do that. Okay, it's hard to predict, how the business models will evolve, because that's a natural process. Okay, it's a process of innovation, and innovation leads to new business models. Okay, but generative AI, as we see today, is not just enhancing existing business models, but it will drive the emergence of entirely new business paradigms. Okay, from AI agents to creating self-sustaining ecosystems, to personalized synthetic experiences and collaborative platforms that combine human AI intelligence. Okay, and this is going far beyond optimization. Okay, so these are not the models of the future of AI. They are the models for the future of business itself. Okay, so as an example, if somebody wants to understand what I mean by self-sustaining ecosystem, okay, imagine AI agents creating digital products. Okay, let's say AI agent creates films or songs. Okay, and then it lists the songs, starts trading these songs, monetizes these songs, finds out how to price them. Okay, and with the feedback it gets, it tries to enhance itself. So it's a self-sustaining ecosystem that somebody can actually do and create and start making money off it. Okay, and that's where you are going to see a lot of solopreneurs, in this economy of AI, who will try to build systems using the agentic AI. So building for tomorrow, when you're building for tomorrow, okay, obviously, when you're building a sustainable AI, you need to focus on the long-term value creation, as I said earlier, and avoid chasing, fads. Okay, build proprietary data sets, build deep integration into customer workflows, innovate beyond traditional architectures. Okay, like think of constructing domain-specific knowledge graphs. Okay, and for example, in retail, AI could create unique mode by building proprietary data sets on customer buying patterns. Okay, and use them with AI models that deeply integrate into supply chain workflows. Okay, so the other thing more important than this is what you really need to focus on. What is the underlying current? Okay, so remember one thing: always build around customer centricity. These are business constants that don't change. Okay, remember the principle of trust, transparency, and scalability. They are increasingly important in the innovation today. And the key is to create moats, defenses that are hard for your competitors to replicate. Okay. So build a strategy on this industry constant, the customer needs, operational fundamentals is as important as trying to do something very sexy with the AI technology. And sustainability obviously comes from building such moats. Okay. So the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Okay. And this is the time for AI. Thank you.